Earth Spirit.
Dire team pick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Epicenter C Qualifiers, our second and final series of the day. We have here HappyFeet versus Fnatic. Fnatic, our team based in Malaysia. We have a Singaporean, 2 Koreans, 1 Filipino, 1 Malaysian. HappyFeet, the whole Filipino all-stars. Well, introductions from my part. I'm Hades, all the way from Singapore. And joined with me and my co-caster, Godot, from Australia. Hello, Darcy.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me here again.
Dude, this time we've got a really good series. I mean, the first one was also pretty good. MVP, we saw some promise, but these two teams, I think you would be a bit more familiar with them.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, Fnatic players, all of them have been like in different teams. Now they're all in one. And they've all been in like top tier 1 teams beforehand. So this is going to be very cool to see. And then we have HappyFeet, obviously with like big known Pinoy players in their team. And I don't think they've clashed before. Fnatic has been playing quite a lot now. I believe they started off kind of rocky at the start, but now during the Zotac regionals, they've been really going at it, like winning practically every single game. I think they beat Warriors Gaming, then they beat Warriors Gaming Youth, and another team that I'm forgetting, maybe Clutch Gamers, I think it was, all 2-0. So that's quite sick.
Yeah, and of course, you know, I agree with you, especially the part where they did struggle in the beginning. They were figuring out the roles, especially since between DJ and Febby, you know, who is actually the 5 or 4. And I like the versatility between, you look at the cores and the supports, because besides Ohio, you with DJ and Febby, they can swap between 4 and 5 anytime. Q and Miracle swap between the mid and carry, so there's just so much flexibility when it comes to the draft. But of course, let's not take anything away from HappyFeet. Ben Hur, he was a famous pub stomper. He played with Mineski for a while, Jules as well, Jesse Vash, and I believe in this roster, like Jules is the one playing carry. Yash, I'm not too familiar with him.
Playing middle. Yash Dota is also, I believe, a pub star. He might have played for other teams before, like known teams, but as a stand-in or a 6th player. I'm not too familiar with him, but he's quite strong actually. I mean, they wouldn't be weak, that's for sure, with this kind of roster here.
Indeed. But also, I think HappyFeet is just one of those teams that, you know, in the Filipino, let's face it, the Filipino scene is currently, I would have to arguably say it's at its peak, because they're developing a ton of strong teams and helping to boost the C region. And okay, but enough about that. Let's talk about a bit about the draft. Fnatic opened with an Earth Spirit and a Baden. Like, Ohio Abaddon? You usually see him in more tempo controlling heroes.
Yep, it should be an Abaddon offlane. They already have the Earth Spirit playing the position 4. Unlikely to see a position 5 Abaddon with an Earth Spirit 4, so it should be. And obviously Crystal Maiden with their trademark CM first pick. They've always done that in all their games.
I mean, TNC also did something very similar. Like, they picked the Crystal Maiden and Lina Duo and Miracle. I realized, like, this Fnatic roster, they also like their mid-game aggression. They like to run into your face, very reminiscent of the MVP at TI.
True that. They have very unique players and unorthodox players to say as well. So we could see it potentially. I just find it might not happen. Like, it's possible but unlikely to see like a core Abaddon. Oh, I guess you're saying like Loda used to play Abaddon position 1 as well, actually,
Something
back
like
in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could happen. That'd be very cool to see, actually.
You never know. I mean, so far, Abaddon, we've seen it run in the off lane, and you need something like a space creating pause 1, where you're active around the map. I mean, I've seen like Miracle, because you give him his trademark Jug. He's the one who's basically like rotating around to take a mid tier 1, or even rotating to off lane for a kill at 5 minutes in before Omni Slash. So, but those are one of the things. Like, this is why I said it's very reminiscent of the MVP style, where caveman Dota. I'm just gonna run into your face. I don't care. So, alright, Rubik coming out. That's gonna be your Fabina hero. You know, all of the K-pop girl on Fnatic.
And as you can see, the lineup for HappyFeet already heroes that can utilize the CM aura here. Lina obviously is one great hero to utilize CM aura in the early game. MK as well benefits quite a lot from it. And I guess CM is one of those heroes that if you are against an Abaddon, you don't really need to stay in the lane. You can just go jungle, get levels, and then come back to the lane later on. Because if you stay in the lane against an Abaddon Crystal Maiden, what are you going to really potentially do to him. If you go Bite, he can just dispel it. If you go Nova, he can just use Shield to get rid of the slow, and you can't really zone him out. So potentially we might see a core hero picked by HappyFeet that can deal with the Abaddon on its own. The go-to normally would be Ursa, because Ursa can zone out Abaddon on its own, but it's already banned by themselves. So it'll be quite interesting to see what they pick here
I think this
to
is
go for their safe lane.
This is the first time today, right? Like we see Ursa banned back in the previous years between TNC and MVP. None of them actually thought about picking up the Ursa at all. Like no one banned it, which was quite surprising. But all right, we get to see the pick. We get to see what the fuss is all about. And at least in this C qualifier, the Spectre will be picked up by HappyFeet. Okay.
So it looks like they will be playing more laning kind of CM. Maybe the MK will also be helping out with the Spectre in the safe lane, I'd presume. And then we have Luna, which I find it quite weird they pick Luna here, because Spectre is a great hero to absorb the Luna's Eclipse by utilizing Haunt. So maybe they want a faster paced sieging lineup so that they can abuse the timing between where Spectre actually has items to contribute in fights and the timing where, well, practically Abaddon can just kind of snowball in a sense.
I think that should be it, but I hope we won't see anything too clowny. I've seen Miracle. I think when he was still playing for First Departure, they actually went for something against Mushi's Fnatic back then, which was like, what, the Aghanims, Refresher, and Luna. Like, he just rushed it. I don't think we'll see anything that clowny, do we?
No, I don't think so. It should be pretty standard play here, I believe, from both teams even. Fnatic will be going for more of a sieging, snowballing, fighting kind of approach, where HappyFeet will be looking to push out the lanes, get Spectre farmed up, getting to that peak time where he has some items, either it goes for Radiance or for Yasha, so Manta Diffusal build up, and then take the fights. So last two picks, yeah.
Alright, taking at the bat, I mean, it makes sense. HappyFeet hasn't picked up an offlaner yet, and with Fnatic, now they're missing on a QO hero, unless for some reason this happens to be like an abandoned mid, which I highly doubt it will be. So QO heroes which come to mind, I guess Storm Spirit, PA, but both those heroes don't do too well against Lina. I guess Storm does okay-ish, but not PA for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. Even Storm will struggle a little bit, especially considering they have the CM aura to help out the Lina spam out more than he normally would. But TA would have been a great pick, and that's out of the picture. And Kyo is not really known for versatility when it comes to middle heroes. He does have his unique playstyle of being very aggressive and kind of like snowballing, going crazy ham in fights. So it'll be quite interesting to see what they decide to pick for him to go with the Abaddon later on, because you need a hero to utilize the shield in the fights.
I hope they don't go for the Invoker though. It seems way too greedy in terms of, because Luna is the hero. Yeah, she has that timing window in the mid game where she's kind of strong with team fight, but Spectre takes that out of the equation. So going for the Invoker seems really bad this game. Ember's out of the pool. What do you think about OD or even something like a Viper?
OD is not too bad. I mean, it's great against Spectre, but it's not so good against Lina in the laning phase. Because Lina generally just stays back and you can't really utilize your W or your Q. Either way you build it up. But yeah, Viper, Storm, like you said, it's going to be a QO comfort zone hero here.
And if anything, it's going to boil down a lot to, I think DJ has a lot of work to do. Like, so far, I find the big difference, at least for Fnatic, was they made the most significant improvement when DJ started drafting. Because I think back then it was basically Ohio and QO who were the drafters when they first started, and afterwards, after DJ took over the reins, I think you also know this too, since you were a support player before and a captain. So as a drafter, you see more than drafting from the core's perspective.
Exactly. Generally, when you play the cores, you play around normally the heroes that you pick as cores, whereas supports, you want to focus on the entirety of the game itself and how the game wants to be played out, despite the cores you have. So, but obviously, again, you need to pick your comfort zone heroes and play around them as well. So here there's Kyo Storm, and they can still do well. I think he'll have a very hard time early game in the laning phase, but if he gets through that, and DJ Ardell makes a lot of rotations to help him out, then it should be fine. It's a great Storm game later on.
Well, I mean, DJ, he's had a very good few games with Earth Spirit. I've always been impressed. He always finds these multiple kicks and silences.
10 seconds remaining.
I can see why you want to make sure that you kind of leave the Darkseer in the pool. Darkseer is always great. It's almost like a magnet in a certain extent, except you basically farm up these utility items. You got a vacuum for setup. I think in Zotac as well, watching DJ and Ohio synergy, really. So I actually think this Earthsplit Abandon Day still could actually make something happen. If anything, you force Ayo to stay in the safe lane.
Yeah, the Darkseer pick is smart here. Obviously, Fnatic needs to worry about the laning phase a little bit here. Leaving the Abaddon alone in the off lane against potentially a tri-lane Spectre won't be easy. And then you have a Darkseer to worry about. Rubik Luna lane not being so bad, but they can't really completely contest the Darkseer on its own. Dijardel will have to be in all the lanes practically to make this work. As long as one of the lanes do well and they cover another lane, then they can maybe go through the laning phase without a big loss. But obviously, we're looking at HappyFeet having the stronger early game, and the mid game, if quite even, then the Fnatic lineup should come back with the Storm Spirit making the plays.
But that's usually the thing, like, don't you agree? Like, you know, when you're playing as a Storm Spirit, you generally want to mentally prepare yourself that you're playing from behind. You never want to assume that you're going to win the lane.
Yep, that's correct. In most cases, Storm matchups are never really any good. But this game here, they do have Abaddon, so they're going to have to use the Storm at some point to get kills, because he is the only reliable catch aside from Rubik. Without a blink, then it's a little hard.
To a certain extent, like Ohio's Aphotic Shield with the QO Storm, like when he dives in, that's almost in a sense like a bomb.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be taking damage. But okay, I mean, okay, before we start to get into this game, we look at the lobby chat already as it is. You know, for those of you who don't know, of course, you know, Miracle and Jules, they were teammates on Mineski before Mushi took over the reins. Right, so this is a bit of a...
30
you wouldn't call it a
seconds
grudge match, would you? Like, it's more like two teammates facing off against each other, just past each
Yeah, not a grudge match at all.
Yeah, not a
it would
grudge
be
match.
quite fun, and actually the competitive between these two.
Like, I hung out with them enough at RG Masters when that was in Kuala Lumpur, so it was pretty fun. And Jules, of course, he's a very fun guy. But I'm quite surprised to see him, you know, when he joined HappyFeet, that he was playing the carry role. I thought he would be playing on in support role like he did in Mineski, but
Yeah.
in Mineski, all we ever saw him play was like an Ogre matchup, that's it. And oh, Monkey King, Courier. Nah, just kidding, Ohio's like, what are you doing here? Get out of my lane.
But yeah, it does seem like the Abaddon's going for the lane kind of pressure item build. He's got the PMS already, so he's definitely going to play around the lane, which I find will be very hard, because like I said before when I saw the drafting, when they pick Spectre, you want to contest that lane. You need to give the Spectre a good time, and that's what they'll do. They'll put 3 heroes up there against the Abaddon.
That Jingu Mastery, Ayo's like, nope, get out. And not to mention Ayo and Ohio as well, these guys were teammates on Fnatic, so I think this would be the real grudge match if we were talking about, like, you know, ex-teammates kind of thing. Alright, so 0-0 Lina against Storm. How do you see QO salvaging, like, or getting as much as he can out of this lane?
Well, generally the Storm against Lina matchup, 1 to 3, obviously you can still farm, like, obviously he can pressure you more than you can pressure him, because your static remnant does not hit him at all, and he can just lightning Dragon Slave, the creep waves, and hit you at the same time, so he's always going to have that on you in terms of an advantage. But you can somewhat just aggro the creeps, manipulate the creeps, get creeps with your static remnant or just last hitting in general, and then later on around level 4 or 5 you go to the jungle, you let a support cover middle, like let's say Dijargel covers middle, gets his levels through the middle lane, and then you catch up in the jungle, get your 6 or 7 and start rotating if you feel like it's the right time to do so.
I'm trying to concentrate on what you're saying, Darcy, but unfortunately I'm just looking at all this Kappa pride going on between the players. I mean, you have to love this kind of sportsmanship going on. But, okay, I mean, Yash, not gonna have a very good lane. Like, he can't even get close. DJ, of course, with the roll, and when you have that high right click coming up from Miracle at the beginning, with, of course, obviously he went for the Luminous Blessing. That's quite tough. Oh, look at DJ, he's already being a pain in the ass. Yash, they spot each other in the trees. So he's looking to just at least cancel the clarity, or even stop him from jungling.
And it seems like both offlaners here are having struggles about getting as much as they can in the lane, because both teams are committing 3 heroes. Now CM finally starting to rotating to the jungle to get his level 2, so he can provide CM aura for his teammates. And the sooner he gets that, the easier it becomes for the Darkseer and for the Lina to start, you know, spamming their spells and getting lane advantage in that sense.
Top lane, they're gonna get some damage out here onto Ohio one more time. And AO, but he's tanking quite a bit of course, on the creep wave. And you don't usually see this often as well, like a safe lane Monkey King, like you said. But you called it again, like this is what they were aiming for. Crystal Maiden gonna be providing that arcane aura to the team. Unless, of course, okay, yeah, I thought we might consider going for the Nova. But of course, we look at DJ. Can he be a pain in the ass? Nah, yeah, she senses the DJ. He's just going straight to his side of the jungle. Doesn't want anything to do with this area of the map. Alright.
And again, they're just playing their lanes. Nothing's really happening here. Yash finally ditched the lane to jungle because he's really not achieving that much. DJ looking at the career middle, but cannot go for it. And now Luna's completely free farming here. The Spectre still has the Abaddon in the lane, so it's not looking too bad for Fnatic here. Aside from the Storm having a bit of a trouble, as expected from this kind of matchup.
Oh, Ohio, he was trying to use the illusions to at least get the creep wave, but he will get most of it at least. 3 out of 4, not that bad. Once again, the dagger coming out. Ayo, the Jingu Mastery, has that pounce. Bang, and it looks like Ohio should be dying here. Ooh, that Desolate. Alright, so Jules gets first blood. Level 1 Desolate already proving to be, you know, giving some value. And a good start for Jules. Our bottom lane, they will also kill the offlaner, even lifting him up. No way he was getting out of that.
Yep, and it seems like the CM completely ditched the lane now to just provide the aura. He might even get 2 points on the aura here if he feels like he can't really contest or gank right now. The 2 levels on aura will help everyone else in the team to strengthen their lanes and their farm speed. So that would be very good to see.
Haven't seen DJ heading down to the middle just yet. I mean, he's been trying, like, he's been going back and forth. He's basically creating pressure just by being off the map, so that's a good thing. But Jesse Vash has been efficiently farming, and Fnatic supports have not been afforded that luxury. So, do you think that is this an okay trade, like, for Jesse Vash?
I
Life
mean,
connects into QO mid. Ben-Hur playing very aggressive.
trouble here.
He has to life strike array in a bit, but now doesn't want to turn in. DJ rolly. Not gonna land. Ben-Hur has the haste rune. So it looks like I think they were shrine up. Oh no, shrines had been used. So QO has to go back. I think that yeah, the rain drop actually saved him at that time.
Top lane, Abaddon going down.
Ohio.
Once again. Yeah, this is very smart play by HappyFeet. They know their priorities here. They know that the Abaddon will not get any help because the other lanes need help too. The Storm's struggling against the Lina, and then we have Darkseer who just completely ditched the lane because he knows he can. There's more pressure on the other lanes for him to worry about. But yeah, now looks like Spectre has phase boots, 1 more level, and he's gonna have Haunt, which means he can set up a gank for another lane. And Lina, 2 null build up to keep the pressure on the middle lane here.
Top lane, they bring in both supports, Febby and DJ. They want to make something happen, but I think the Spectre should know. Jules is playing this very safe near the tier 1. Of course, Crystal and Monkey King looking at Ayo. Want to make a play here into QO. Jesse Bash coming from behind, of course, with the stun. There we go. The slow is going to connect QO. The TP's coming in. Will anyone save it? Ayo almost dies. Oh, QO actually still gets to kill DJ. Kick off the mark. He's going to roll all the way back to safety. Top lane, this will mean this pretty much signifies that Jules can. You know, he had his limit. It's basically free. And Miracle bottom lane going up solo against Yash. Not yet level 6 as well, but whoa. I mean, Spectre is really close to that 6. He's 5.5. I think he wants to go here into Febby.
He's interested. The monkey. Oh, he's trapped.
Oh,
Has to
okay,
use
but he has
dagger
stick
now.
charges. That was fine. He has stick charges. If he didn't, I think he'd be stuck there for a while.
Stupendous.
Ben-Hur playing very aggressive middle lane, just keep pushing the lane out, forcing the Storm to rotate out of the jungle so he can actually cover the lane, because or else he will just take too much damage on the tower. And at the same time, he's got clarities, he's got an infused raindrop with the CM aura, so he will never waste time in terms of regenning up and whatnot.
He just wants to be farming. Like, you look at the Crystal Maiden, she actually has 2 points in the Arcana aura already. Ohio, still not at level 6, he's level 4. He's a bit behind compared to Yash, he's already almost level 6. But Miracle?
Fortunately, the Storm did get a kill before.
Ooh, they actually rotate him to the top. This is what I talked about. Not yet level 6, but they just bring in the safe lane carry. And this is what Miracle's been doing on Fnatic. A very active role. But I'm sure they know what's going on. Like, Miracle just suddenly disappearing off the map. I'm pretty sure they know. And now Miracle's just going to show himself.
Interesting here. They're grouping up already this early into the game, but HappyFeet have 2 heroes smoked on the top side. And here we go.
I mean, this basically looks like a battle between... Oh, hold on. The Haunt's coming up. And Frostbitten as well. Miracle goes down. And now here comes Jules. Angry. He wants DJ. Come back. Gank me more, he says. DJ. Well, the Photic Shield's going to proc. And do they go for this? Laguna Blade to DJ's backside. And now Kyo zipping in. But no. The 3-dance leap away from Ayo. He's going to be alright. And QO, that rotation, that means he wastes a lot of time. That's going to be a good 20 seconds at least where he has to walk of shame back to the middle lane.
Yeah, 5 heroes were committed by Fnatic at the top lane while the Darkseid was pushing bot, and they still lost the trade-off by 2 of their cores being down, Abaddon and the Luna dying there. So very, very bad trade for them. And now all of HappyFeet just farming away. Ben-Hur and Jesse Vash farming the jungle. They have insane mana regen. Therefore, he can just go straight to the lane, clear the lane, and prepare to maybe even go back to the jungle or heal up and start a fight again.
And DJ, well, you know, forcing Miracle to leave the lane like that meant that your Darkseid basically had a free lane to farm. And this means all that time, all that effort trying to pressure him just didn't work out. And now he's going to get Arcane Boots very, very soon. But now we're going to see a smoke gang coming out from DJ, Febby, and QO. We'll see whether they can find the Darkseid. They should know where he is.
Radiant's middle tower is
Farming up the
under
medium
attack.
camp near the golems, but he's going to surge all the way back. He doesn't have surge anymore. Febby lifting him all the way back into the loving arms of Fnatic's QO. Now, of course, the vacuum catching Febby in the cliff, but he has a TP, so he'll be okay. Nothing really was lost. Top lane going to Ohio. Ayo. Photic Shield saving him another, but the Frostbite's there. And Ohio doesn't even have level 6. Oh, the Boundless Strike will kill him off. So, Earn Charge going away with Jules. He wants to get involved. This is one way of doing it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Piling up the Earn Charges means he'll feel more aggressive and more brave when he goes to the Haunt. At least when he goes to a squishy target at the back line.
And bottom lane now going down by Fnatic.
Ben-Hur.
Nice attempt here.
Oh, they know he's there.
Sees.
Easy.
There he
easy
goes.
Kill. How did he know? He had no ward there.
Well, I see creeps aggroed, so maybe the creeps spotted him, and then he juked the creeps or something like that. I'm not too sure myself.
But still, very, very easy kill there for Ben-Hur. I would say with HappyFeet under the guidance of Jesse Vash and Co, he's actually improved a lot as a player. With Mineski, he only played like 3 heroes: Invoker, OD, and one more which I forgot. Alright, so 8-3, HappyFeet, very nice start. This is not what Fnatic would like. This is not favorable at all. So, how do you see that they find themselves at least a foot back into this game?
What have we here?
Oh, hold on. Smoke coming up from Fnatic. QO, Febby, and DJ.
They keep bringing the Storm in. I mean, that's what I was saying at the start. Someone,
Oh no, they saw Jules, He's going to zip all the way back in, but the dagger, he's going to walk into the trees, of course, with the lift and the stun. With the silence, goodbye, Jules. Big kill for Fnatic. And Febby.
QA gets another kill now.
The middle
Oh
lane.
no, Febby got it, sorry.
Miracle. Jesse Vash with the frostbite. Of course, Jesse Vash gets the kill. So,
And a 1-for-1 trade there, core-wise.
so both carries getting picked off. Not a fun game for Miracle this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fnatic doing a lot better than I expected in the early game. Even though Ohio did die quite a lot, he does have decent CS for an Abaddon that's been constantly in the lane and not rotating to the jungle whatsoever. And they have now 2 towers, 2 tier 1 towers in the early game. They do want to contest middle though.
Procs to borrowed time. He wants to fight early. So no, he's just soak up a bit of right clicks on Ben-Hur. But of course, yeah, she's going to be making his way to the middle lane. Whose Satyr is that? Oh, that's Miracles. Yeah, that's Miracles. Yeah, he likes his little Satyr. Perch creep. Of course, now the
Middle
strike.
lane.
Yep, they want to go into
Trying
Ohio
to
diving
secure the
right
tower.
under the tier 1 tower. That looks very, very risky. The Boundless Strike catching the stun, looking for the Light Strike array, not going to land DJ. Okay, so they do still get a tier 1 tower going away to Ayo. Miracle, he needs to catch someone. Febby, they get one.
Nice.
Needs a lift. Out of range, maybe. Oh, they find it. Bang into the stun. And of course, with the Eclipse, they find a kill. They're going to use the Haunt to try and save his teammate, but just a bit off the mark.
Yep, a little off timing there. If a little bit early, might have been able to save him there. But he took like 3 beams whatsoever off the Eclipse.
Just like that.
And now, sieging time again. Fnatic on the roll here. If they get this tier 1 tower, all of them are down. It'll be a lot easier to play the game from there on out.
Oh, he's gonna zip all the way straight for Ben-Hur. And of course with the Lucent Beam, very easy kill. The Frostbite's gonna be down to QO. But they don't care, Jesse Bash, thank you for the feed. And actually no, they actually break the trees with DJ. They're gonna find AO as well. That's gonna be 3. That was amazing, but the back wall, no more follow-up Yaj, that's about it. And Spectre doesn't have a haunt, so he's gonna be farming up that Yasha at least. Easy tier 1 tower going with Fnatic. And I don't think they find more, maybe just reload, go to the shrine. Yeah, that's what they need. But these wards though from HappyFeet. 2 wards in the same area. Was there miscom?
Might have been just a mistake in terms of, well, actually, never mind. One of them is about to expire, so unlikely that it's a mistake. Just a good timing to get the ward, because maybe they won't be able to get that far again. Therefore, it's good to be safe in placing another ward, because these kind of wards provide a lot of vision in terms of rotations and who's sitting behind each other, because one could cover middle and one could sit behind, and you never know. But that ward will let them know the case. But HappyFeet now they can't actually take a fight as shown like the last 2 fights, top, middle. They keep getting, you know, these kills and then they just get a tower. And now the Spectre with no tier 1 towers to cover him has no way to just, you know, farm safely. However, they do have a lot of heroes that can spam out, so it's not the end of the world, but they have to watch out.
Of course, Kyo is going to get himself a nice kill. Fnatic, Baby gets it. Kyo out of mana. Oh, if he had more mana, he definitely would have gone for that kill onto Ben-Hur. And hold on, bottom lane looks like the action's not really done yet. Abandon's just TPing in. But he's
just
alone.
to cover the tower right now.
They don't know that, do they? Oh.
Nope, there's no idea.
And Ben-Hur, he has to play this very carefully. If Febby gets the lift onto him, he's a dead man.
Stupendous.
Hey, rotating towards the top lane. They do spot him out.
Tier 2. The Haunt's gonna come out. Easy kill here onto Ben-Hur. And now, alright. Oh, double strike, Febby. Dies to the tier 2 tower. So Jules gets at least a bit more gold. The Desolate, no, there's nothing to cancel in Jules. Nah, he'll just be swiping away.
Top tower is under attack.
Haven't seen Miracle involved for a while. He wants to catch up with the farm. Ohio pushing at the bottom lane. He actually went for that medallion build, not so much into the Radiance thing, which we saw from IG.
Yeah. It's mainly because they have 2 cores that require a lot of farm. Storm and Luna are 2 heroes that scale very well in towards the later stages of the game. So he doesn't need to go for a more late game or more farm oriented build. He will go for the more utility approach. So maybe a Solar Crest, maybe Aghanims even could be pretty good this game. So we'll see how this ends up.
This'll come in handy.
Q was actually doing quite well in terms of farm. Like we talked about how he should be losing the lane to Lina, but he's above her in terms of net worth. It's not much, but way better than we expected, considering he's been very active across the map.
Exactly. It's because he has been active and he's been able to get kills into towers. That's why he's been on net worth. But in terms of CS, obviously he would be a little behind of the Lina.
No surprise there. But DJ and Febby, this duo of support really working out. And they're going to look for more. I heard an invis room being procs by Ohio. They're going to sacrifice the bottom tier 1 and HappyFeet. They know that's the cue to get the hell out of there. And Jules also needs to be careful in case someone just goes onto him right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ohio going all the
Seems
time.
like they want to fight this. MK is starting to position themselves. Nope, maybe just to cancel some TPs or whatnot. And the other 2 core heroes are playing around the bottom river, but I believe they're just going to try and farm whatever they can. Because right now they can't go into their jungle, and the enemy jungle is the safest place to go to, since the Fnatic lineup is all playing around the top side of the map. Mecha now completed by the Dark, so we might see some involvement now and maybe some team fights going on. But even then, it might be a little hard to actually still take a team fight on Fnatic's lineup. However, there is Bloodstone being built up from both teams here, on both Storm and the Lina right now.
And of course, once you see the Bloodstones coming out, no surprise that both teams will look to keep the gas up on the pedal. Keep the pedal up on the gas. I got that the wrong way around, my bad. Alright, so with the Medallion, they will take this up very quickly. And I don't think they'll make it in time. They probably thought about trying to contest or something. They have a smoke onto the Crystal Maiden, but they're definitely off the mark. And this Roshan will be going the way of the Fnatic. Kyo gets it. That means he can go ham. And do they actually still try to go for this? Do they actually? Can they? It feels so risky.
This is a very risky play, assuming that they just left Rosh and they are kind of close to each other. It's not really the play to go for, but here we go. Ohio's taking the lead. If they jump him, then they can start the fight with the Storm afterwards. And it seems like they surge up, but nothing happens. Bloodstone is complete on the Lina here.
Oh, they know he's going in QO. He doesn't even care. The balance strike. He wants to burn the Aegis. Udo Kong's come on. But nice! Jump to break the trees. 5 seconds done to Ayo. Johan's gonna come around now. They still have the Miracle Ultimate. He should be using it pretty soon. But the Magnetize is doing way too much. The Green Blade coming onto Ohio. He doesn't have borrowed time anymore. The Phonic Shield is gonna keep him alive. And we look at the Ben Hur. He should be dying right here. And now looking for the third as well. They should be getting Yash. And Yash, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. In between all these Fnatic heroes, they don't even lose. The Aegis Miracle of a double kill. Wow, and the Haunt was expended for that. You can tell that HappyFeet is lacking a lot of damage right now compared to the side of Fnatic.
Not the fight to take. I mean, Roshan was just taken. Ohio was in the front of the creeps, so there's no real target to aim for, or no real target you really want to aim for. And now, after those kills, they're gonna push middle, and this should surely be a tier 2 down, as pretty much Darkseid being dead and not even having ulti up anyways won't allow them to fight for this tower. And Storm still does have the Aegis. He didn't die that fight.
None of the spells are up, so they really can't contest this. Like you said, should be a tier 2, although Ayo just hanging around providing a bit of intel. Jules, he's still trying to farm up Manta style. He has the Radiance and the Quick Buy. I don't think he will really get to that stage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ben here, of course, he lost Bloodstone charges. You know, you look at QO, thanks to that fight, it has to complete the Bloodstone, still has the Aegis. If anything, you know, he pushes out the top, they can just regroup, take out the bottom tier 2, starve out HappyFeet a bit.
Yeah, that should be the play now, because Jules is not big enough to actually contribute that much in the team fight. He needs his Manta, he needs his Diffusal, and that's when he can start solo killing the supports very easily within the Haunt. So now it looks like it'll be a slower pace of a game. Fnatic does group up and plays towards the bottom lane. It seems like they're going for the tier 2. The the Storm does cover top, TP's bottom to the shrine, so it makes a very quick play towards the bottom tower here, where HappyFeet cannot split because the lanes are not covered. And a tier 2 here will be going down uncontested because HappyFeet cannot fight this. And potentially they could go base as well here.
Can they though?
Why not? Why not? They have Aegis here, they have Abaddon. Abaddon's got Blade Mill as well. There is no need to shy away, and they are going high ground now.
Oh, Fnatic. They needed the Nas and they're just giving it out. So, of course, with Ohio standing in the front lines with the borrowed time, no fear. Of course, thanks to the passive as well. Oh, Kyo just going straight to the back line. Jesse Vash popping the shrine. He's gonna die to Kyo anyways. Looking for Yash. The Wukong's command coming out from Ayo. Now they pop the Haunt. Vacuum into the wall. 3 heroes called out. Kyo still alive. Getting beautiful kick out there from DJ. And oh, the Magnetize and the Eclipse. Everyone's going down on the side of HappyFeet. Yash gonna run away to the second shrine. But DJ and Febby, they are not done. Kyo, yep, he loses the Aegis, but he doesn't care. He's gonna find all the kills he needs. Going for Ben Hur, an easy target. Yash back to full HP, but where's his team? Oh, they're in the fountain, so easy tier 3. This will be a full lane of barracks and potentially maybe the second tier 2, or they can even go for shrines.
Spectre's down for 20 seconds here. They can attempt to get some tower damage here, but it might not be so wise to carry on. However, the Abaddon's ulti is up soonish, so actually there's not really that much to be scared of. Haunt being down, Darkseid Wall being down. But here we go, Abaddon getting jumped.
Rocking the borrowed time, he's okay, but the stolen back and the kick. They take out Yash immediately. All these shrines being wasted. Water's expensive. And alright, so Kiro gets the Bloodstone denied. Pompayo should be okay. Ooh, they have Body Shield, but the Laguna Blade will polish it off. Wow, killing spree for 600 gold. Miracle getting frostbitten up. They think about going here to bend her. Oh, beautiful double kick and the silence. Look at the glaive damage. Glaive damage. Kiro's gonna zip all the way.
Kiro going in.
There we go. And Miracle on a mega kill streak. This game just turned to the dumps very quickly for HappyFeet. And that's going to be a second lane of barracks. No haunt up for a very long time.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And that's second racks like that. A game that seemed kind of bad early game by Fnatic. Some good rotations with when Storm got a few levels. Some sieging prowess by the Luna. And then the game is just different. Turned around straight off the bat. 1 rush, 2 Raxes.
Miracle almost on the Manta style already. If anything, he should be. Does he have it yet? I think he does. Yeah, he has to complete Manta style now. And they can just, chill a bit more, take up the shrines. But it feels like HappyFeet are just way too far behind. We're only 22 minutes in, but 2 lanes of barracks down already.
Money to burn.
Man, I guess this is why, like, you see DJ, he first picks the Earth Spirit, he doesn't care. I mean, I wouldn't say it's on the Jarek's level, maybe because he hasn't had enough time to show it off, but you have to admit, he has been on fire this game, Darcy.
That's undoubted. Now the Storm also has an Orchid here, so he can either silence the Darkseer until he gets his Greaves, or someone like Lina who doesn't have Yules yet. Actually, I think he just completed Yules. Yeah, he's got Yules right now. So that's going to be another item to worry about.
I have to talk about Febby's items. Triple Vid boosters, man. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh no, Febby doing Febby things.
Fabina, man. Looks like they will go straight for Jesse Vax, but hold on, they find an even bigger target, and that's going to be Yash. With the silence and the kick, down goes Yash. Kiro's just walking around inside the enemy base, doesn't even care. I like that they took that baby centaur, magic resistance aura. It's quite fun. Kicking Febby in. Oh, now they're just having fun. And down goes Ben Hill, even laying out the Eclipse onto her. Wow, and they're gonna find a third. That's gonna be AO going down. This is over for HappyFeet. I don't really see him coming back from this, even if it rapier. So Fnatic taking game 1 very, very convincingly. Now with the haunt, Jules is just saying hi.
We see some Naruto going on over there. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, Fnatic's rotations, Fnatic's decision making in terms of smokes and when to fight and when they cannot fight, when they should be pushing lanes out so that the Storm can split and come in straight away. Just a very fast game and very solid performance by them in game number 1.
We also doubted the QO pick, but I think it just brought, like, the teamwork was clearly superior from the side of Fnatic. And what do you think about the Spectre pick though? Like, I mean, you questioned the Luna pick, but we look at Miracle and Jules. Spectre, we would have liked him to be a bit more active, but then again, you're so dependent on that long cooldown compared to a Luna, where you can give so much more even with the ultimate down. So, was this really a draft issue for HappyFeet, or was it also so much more?
It felt good at the start, as in the lanes were working out, but then when the Luna started doing rotations, aside from the very first rotation in the top lane where he and the Abaddon died, it wasn't too bad, but the Luna it's just a lot faster. The hero compared to Spectre is a lot faster. He's got damage for him and his team. He's got spell damage for him to, secure fights going his way once he's got Eclipse. And then the, sieging ability is always going to be a nuisance. And since they got those early fights going on when Kyo rotated in, the game became so hard because it's just too quick for the Spectre to actually